Today's episode of The Quinn Spin is brought to you from The Russell, a historic East Nashville church transformed into a one-of-a-kind boutique hotel. The Russell's mission is to give back to the Nashville community through their Rooms for Rooms program by donating a portion of each stay to local nonprofits who are helping those experiencing homelessness. And of course, we're coming out of winter, but it was a cold one out there, and it's important this time of year, any time of year, to help those in need. So good on the Russell for stepping up for the community. Visit russellnashville.com to book your experience today. And by the way, this place is gorgeous. It's got this cool retro feel, and it's got this amazing podcast studio. So you can come in whenever you're in town, record a couple episodes, and go on your merry way and explore the city. russellnashville.com to learn more. Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one and all, to a brand new edition of The Quinn Spin. I'm your host, The Quinn. At least that's how I'm known here on the program. And at this point, really nowhere else. And I'm back here on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and more for another rousing and riveting installment of the official podcast of Underground Music Collective. You just heard Revel 9's All I've Become. At the top of the show, that's been our opening theme song here at The Quinn Spin since the great year of 2014, and it will be until the very end of days. And I'm very excited about today's show. I am joined by my friend Joel Kaiser of First Rule. He is the co-founder of First Rule, a music tech company that takes a human-first approach to AI in the music industry. And we're going to dive into what that means, and specifically in the context of the first annual City Make-a-Thon happening here in Nashville at the end of March. And we're excited to be a partner. We're excited to support Joel and First Rule and all the partners involved as we try to make sense of AI here in the music industry and how we can make the tools work for us instead of us working for the tools. AI is here to stay, so we got to make it work. We got to make this work, people. So we have a great conversation. Actually, might be the longest episode in the Nashville era of the show, too. We go deep. And it's a great conversation. We could have kept going. So I'm sure you'll get plenty out of it. But here we go. Joel Kaiser of First Rule joining us on the Quinn Spin.
A lot of what the Make-a-Thon's about is like breaking down the barriers, opening up eyes to the ecosystem at hand.
I mean, we do have like a membership, you know. We're actually going to be like rolling out tiers in April. But my whole philosophy behind that is like, okay, if you're paying us a membership, then we should be taking an active role in like connecting dots for you.
Right.
And so we're doing that, you know. We were just at Folk Alliance in New Orleans a couple weeks ago. With me and one of our artists, Yana Jones, volunteered. And she's just a fireball. You know, she just runs around talking to everybody. Like, you know, I love just unleashing her on people. You know, it's like, makes my job easy, you know. But yeah, just to put people in those environments where they're making connections, where they're learning about the solutions available to them. You know, they're finding new collaborators. They're finding ways into other markets, you know, is really important. Because then, you know, that when you're talking about things like touring, when you're talking about things like, you know, okay, I'm in town for a few days. Who can I work with? What can I get done? Like, it's helping set them up with those networks. And we've got a good network growing in New Orleans, Austin, up in Canada, up in Toronto area. There's this indie festival we work with. And of course, back home in Bethlehem.
So my old bassist is from Bethlehem.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. That's where I came here from. So I worked at Steel Stacks, you know. Still do, actually. I go back there for Music Fest every year. And,
he works that. The Thompsons, Jesse Thompson, Taylor Thompson.
Okay, yeah. I know the names. Yeah, I don't know that we've really crossed paths. I worked security there year round, and so I go back every August to be the head of security on the north side of the festival, which is the problem side of the festival.
Yes.
So it's I call myself. And it's caught on. I call myself the Northside Sheriff because it's the Wild West. And but it's fun. It's fun like 90 to 95% of the time. The other time I have to do my job. You know? But it's kind of like an interdepartmental liaison role where like I'm working with security, but also operations, the volunteers, and all that. So it's like, you know, I'm just responsible for keeping 100,000 plus people alive every night. You know?
Hey,
if you could do that, you could handle anything.
Yeah, right.
You know, so it's fun though.
Good training ground.
Yeah, and it's taught me a ton about leadership. You
Awesome.
And just the organization, a lot of really strong leadership, Nobody asks you to do anything they wouldn't do themselves, and it's always been that way. You'll be there setting up and you'll see the senior VP of operations on a forklift right next to you. It's a really the best working environment I've ever been in.
Everyone's in it. Everyone's like fully in.
Yeah. So it is. It's like my sick way of getting a paid vacation. Yeah. Like I love it. I love the people. Like, that community's been so good to me and to UMC. They're doing a conference too in August attached to the festival. And I'm speaking at that, so I'll take a few hours off of my actual job there and, go do my workshop and whatnot and some mentor stuff. So we're going to be sponsoring that. I'm just trying to figure out which level and how much we're going to be traveling because we got to spread the love. And, as a startup, you got
to manage resources.
Yep, manage resources. But yeah, so it's really been an exciting time. 2025 was the best year so far as just like visibility.
I love it.
Awareness. And it's been building for a couple of years, in that respect. But, all since I hired a publicist based out of Austin. She did a phenomenal job for us. We weren't really ready for that, but like it taught me a lot, you know, and she's still a colleague. Like she's going to be doing some stuff with us with our UMC Academy. So building a really good, tight, like multi-market network, and just trying to get the artists in front of as many people as we can and just be a resource for them, and we still have the podcast and the blog and all that stuff. All the stuff that a music promotional thing does.
Growing it in all aspects. Shout out Jason Thompson too. I can't forget the third of the brothers.
Oh yeah, I guess we're going now, aren't we? We just kind of started. We just kind of started the episode. So anyway, welcome to the Quinn Spin. All the intro stuff. I'll probably tag that on before the, I'll record that separately because we just kind of rolled right into it. Anyway, who's sitting next to me? Joel Kaiser sitting next to me, the co-founder of First Rule and also one of the chief architects of the City Make-a-Thon happening in late March right here in Nashville. And we're going to have a spirited conversation about the music industry and how it intersects with tech, of course, in this age of AI. Probably the hottest button issue in our industry right now. So, back for 2026 and we're coming out swinging here at the Quinn Spin. So, Joel, thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Happy to have you. And so I'm going to ask you then the 3 standard questions that I ask every guest new and returning to the show. Those 3 questions are, who are you? What are your passions? And why on earth would you want to come on the Quinn Spin here at The Russell?
I'm Joel Kaiser, like we established. I'm a singer-songwriter. I think that's really how I define myself at my core, a storyteller across all the different mediums. Was the second one why I've come on the show?
The second one was passions. What are you passionate about?
Life, man. I mean, it's a doozy, but I think art in itself, very much passionate about that. It's like a lifeline for me. Community. Community. I've been spending most of my life building communities around art. And I guess came on here to share about that and kind of cross paths with your ecosystem. Hopefully get you involved with other ones. Been working with a group called Song Sprouts recently. And would love to connect you with them as well. I mean, I just love connecting the dots. I think I'm passionate about that.
Same.
You get it?
Same. No, that's like kind of my bag at this point. Like I love being able to just help facilitate things, and help people get to where they're trying to go. So I think we're similar in that regard.
Yes.
So this is going to be fun. And, of course, a lot of the work you're doing with the Make-a-Thon and otherwise, throughout the course of your career has lent itself to that. And so let's go back, though. Let's go back as far back as you want to go, all the way to the beginning. If you want to go back that far, tell me about the people, the places, the experiences, of course, artists and influences that shaped your creative journey and led you to embark on a creative journey.
Mine's a little strange. I didn't actually get to listen to any kind of secular music until I was about 14. I was in I wouldn't call it like a strict Christian home or Christian upbringing, but a very like conservative. And yeah, so I didn't go to my first like music festival, which was only whatever. It was only a Christian music festival at like about 14, 15.
Yeah.
And shout out to my sister Genevieve. She was the punk of the family and very much so like Mohawk and all. And was listening to Deftones and all that stuff. And I mean, she would slip me as palatable punk as she could without getting in trouble, like MXPX, tooth and nail punk.
And, the gateway punk.
The gateway punk.
Yeah.
And would slip me a couple like magazines and culture stuff. And eventually my dad was like, why are we not listening to the Beatles? Why are we not listening to Styx? Like, you need to hear this stuff. I was like, yeah, I want to hear more than what's on, I'm not going to name stations because shout out music in general reaching me, right?
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I grew up in the church, wound up being like a worship leader and then went to a Christian college. And now I'm not in that head space, soul space, no bitterness, just on a different journey.
Yeah.
Song and songcraft, music in general is my spirituality, whatever form it may take.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
I don't know. Maybe that's a little too
no.
woo-woo, but
look, we go as deep as you want to go on the show. Yeah. I'm a little paranoid though. Did I hit record?
I don't know.
I'm gonna check and make sure I hit record.
Boy.
And this is live in the episode. Yep, we're good. Okay.
Good call.
I just had that moment of like, so full disclosure, like my tripod thing broke and everything. And I'm like, okay, like the phone is capturing propped up against the wall, real fourth wall stuff here. And I can't see, like usually like I've got it running in front of, I'm like, okay, well.
Hey, I had my headphones on for the first 5 minutes. So.
It's okay. It's okay. We're getting in the swing here, but no, I mean, Going back to the spirituality thing, I find it takes different forms as we go. Because like I was born and raised Catholic. We were never in my family like super serious about it, even though my mom was in a convent when she was a teenager.
Oh, wow.
She left because she wanted to have kids. And actually, it's funny, and I don't know if I'm disclosing too much. So sorry, Aunt Maureen, if I'm outing you here. But my sister recently told me that my aunt, her sister, like made up something to get her out of the convent. And then my mom found out about it, was really mad about it for a while.
Oh no.
But she kind of like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I never got the whole story from my mom, who unfortunately has passed, but
I'm so sorry.
Like it was an unexpected, thing, back a few, 10, 11 years ago when she passed. But I feel like I never got the whole story from her, like as far as why she left, It was like, oh, I want to have kids, but I feel like there was like this rogue streak. There was definitely a rogue streak in her. She was always just a little, a little left to center in terms of how she was wired, just like me. We're very similar.
Thank God she had it, or you wouldn't be here.
Exactly. And we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. But yeah, like for me, like, I grew up, and like in college, I would actually go to church on purpose. It just felt good to have that ritual. Yeah. And then, I don't know, like in adulthood, I kind of got really disillusioned about the whole thing. I had kind of run into some, the more judgmental side of Catholicism. And I'm like, this ain't for me, And again, no shade to anybody, like believe what you believe, just don't hurt anybody in the process.
There you go.
But yeah, it's, for me, like I've been kind of finding my way back to what spirituality is, I still don't know.
Yeah.
But
I think that's a good place to be.
Yeah. I believe in something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But
I believe there's a mystery.
Yeah. Yes. There's a mystery. There's something else. There's something going on.
Yeah.
Who am I to say what?
Yeah.
But anyway, so back to music.
Right.
And back to creativity and all of that. So that, of course, having a spiritual property for you as well. Mm-hmm. You've filled so many roles throughout your career. You're a songwriter, you've toured, you've done graphic design and branding work, you've done so much with creatives and as a creative. Mm-hmm. And surely that's not only influenced you and how you approach your work and your approach to the evolution of the landscape, but it's given you some insight into the creative mind as well, I'm sure. So what in the process of wearing this variety of hats and working with creatives across the spectrum, what have you learned about their mindset, the way they're wired, the way that they think?
Yeah. I would say the creative mind, the creative journey is not linear. It's contextual.
Yeah.
And with that being said, it's very powerful to remain vulnerable as you build and choose your communities.
Yes.
Yes, I would say that, like, on all the hats I've worn, community building is essential to every facet. Just because without it, you're shouting into the void.
Yeah. Nobody can do it alone.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
I think you can get started alone. Like you can launch the page and get
the idea out there, get the feel.
Yeah. Get the idea out there. But it comes a point where you need other people in the mix,
right?
I mean, for us, it was the second episode of this show back in 2013. By the time, somebody else came in the mix, buddy of mine, I told him about it. He's like, oh, I'd love to come on an episode. And he became my co-host for 2 years and still checks in via Zoom every once in a while, and, you can't do it alone. You've got to find your people and build with those people. And I think first what that comes down to is really finding and understanding yourself in the process of this.
Yes.
And defining that inward. Our approach to branding, my approach to branding is you're not creating a brand. If you're creating it, you're doing it wrong. Because what it is it's something within you that you're communicating to the world and finding your people.
Yes.
And if it's not for somebody, then they're not your people, and it's not going to be for everybody.
Yeah.
I think, community building, similar in that respect is there's just a certain ethos that your community is going to have, based on your own value system. Right. And the people that you're going to look to attract into community, into collaboration with you. And sometimes it's not always aligned. Sometimes people are at different parts of the journey. Sometimes people have different agendas from you entirely.
Yeah.
Right. And it's up to you to take that feedback and implement that, okay, I want to build, this type of thing with this type of person because we all are looking to achieve this common goal versus I'm just going to shout it out into the void and let people tell me what they think it should be. Let people tell me what they want. And because that's where you lose yourself. That's where that's where burnout, I think frustration happens for a lot of people when they're living and working out of alignment with their values.
Right.
It catches up to you one way or another. In some ways more insidious than others.
That's a great point. That's a really great point. I think, man, yeah, that's a really, really good point. The whole opening yourself up is very important. As I was saying, vulnerability in this process of community building and connecting dots. But you do have to come with a stance, with a vision, with a backbone to it. Otherwise it does just turn into kind of scrambled eggs, which, might work out in some cases, but that's a really good point. My own whole different story that we don't have to go down on this podcast, but just deciding to do the yes man thing or try anything for years was just wound up in disaster for me. In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And, but once I refocused and, redirected, those kind of chaotic good energies, things very much started falling into place. The story of, we'll get there.
Yeah.
The backstory to First Roll, but that ties into what we're talking about here in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And I think there is a time and place to throw things to the wall and see what sticks, right? As you're figuring it out, when you first set out on the journey, especially if you're younger, you probably haven't really gotten in touch with what your values are. Right. Yeah. And so you need to live a little life and experience some things and maybe have it not go well a few times to really have your compass pointed in the direction of what's true to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think if you go too long without defining that for yourself, or at least doing the work to figuring out what it is, somebody is going to come in from the outside and try to define it for you.
Oh, those pipelines are in place
Mm-hmm.
and they want to shape the identity, have you say it's yours,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're packaged up, ready to be
Mm-hmm.
in
sold to the highest bidder.
Sold to the highest bidder.
Mm-hmm.
You're already, you know, the algorithm is in place and you're on that track.
Yeah.
Like, it is very important to get in. I would say get it out of the way early. Like get it out of your system, the chaos, the finding of the self.
Yeah.
Do that early, because I thought I knew exactly who I was for the longest time.
Yeah.
And when I decided to pull the rug out from under myself to really see, it's just, it's better to do that when you're young.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. When you have less to walk back.
Right.
And fewer people that you might be responsible for.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point. That is a very good point, man. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. This is cool.
Yeah. I think too, like, I think of like an artist example of that, right?
Yes.
Like in the mainstream, like I think of somebody like Miley Cyrus, who like in, Hannah Montana in her teenage years, then in her 20s went like the pendulum swung completely the other way, and like now, you listen to an interview, she's in her 30s, and like musically, she's doing all kinds of things across the spectrum, just collaborating with whoever, doing what she wants.
Yes.
Because in the process of the pendulum swinging from one end to the other, not that I know Miley personally, because I don't, but my observation is like she's really had a chance to like find herself and center herself in who she is.
Yeah.
And it's I love watching her interviews now because like she's just so honest about like herself, where she is now, but also where she was back in those days, and kind of, maybe the boxes she was trying to fit into, but now like she's got her own box, and like people are welcome to experience her as she is. And it's really refreshing to see her find that and like now broadcast that out to the world.
Yeah. I think that's great. That's a very good example. Yeah. The pendulum swing.
Yeah. And that's the thing in life too. Like, sometimes we're so far this way that like, it's like a equal but opposite reaction. When we finally break free of whatever that thing was, like we just go the complete other way for a while.
Yeah.
And
it's just nature.
Yeah.
It's just how things play out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think the key in that too is like keeping your head enough to be able to balance it out, be able to regulate it. Right. And that takes, I think, a certain level of maturity, a certain level of life experience, and again, sometimes you're going to hit some brick walls, before you find a way through. And, it's all part of the process of life, but I think being patient with ourselves in that process and showing ourselves the grace and embracing the process for what it is for me, like that's been the most important thing, certainly over the past couple of years.
Love it. Love it.
But enough about me. Let's talk about you in first role.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that backstory.
It's all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, this is, of course, related to music, but it's in the tech space, so you've had all this time as an artist, as a creative, serving in all these varieties of role. And now you've jumped into somewhat of a new arena here with tech. So why tech and why now?
Very interesting story to the life cycle of First Rule. 2020 hit, end of the world, for a lot of people. I mean, lost a lot of family. A lot of folks lost a lot of family during COVID. East Nashville tornado. Like it was
2 weeks before the shutdown.
It was a doozy.
March 2020 here was the longest and worst month ever.
Oh yeah. And I had probably gotten COVID, but it hadn't even been announced.
Yeah.
I was very sick. The tornado happened. I was in the warehouse district with buddies, like just writing songs at the time. And then the bay door almost ripped off. We were with some interesting characters at the time. Wound up driving over to 5 Points, seeing 3 Crow destroyed. And like one of the guys ran out, was jumping over power lines. I was like, this is out of control, man. 2020 is going to be a doozy. And so anyways, in that time, I had already started a project called PLSR Pleaser. Shout out Andrew. Shout out Brandon. it's Andrew and I now. It continues. We put out an EP. We've been working on it. We've done a couple shows. We saw COVID got announced. We had put in our Tiny Desk submission. And I was like, okay, this is it. We're a virtual band. We were going for that Gorillaz aesthetic and just having characters, avatars, whatever, represent us. And Andrew's, writing this whole storyline and got a music video made with Melanie Gohan of Paris, France. Incredible frame-by-frame animator. And so anyways, this music video is forming around a single, Heat, and I'm trying my hand at poetry, absolute disaster. Posting it to Instagram under pictures, like just chronically online and trying to figure out like my voice online, right? Or something. And in that whatever, at that confluence of all these things, I start learning, because I'm deep into the Creative Cloud with Adobe, lower your prices. Do it.
Yes, please.
Or you're going to lose out to Canva and Affinity and all that. Sorry, those things are accessible, but not as good, but very much less expensive.
Yes. And I love Adobe.
Yeah.
I've used Adobe since college.
Same.
But like, can we
yeah,
get
I've
that
used
under
Adobe
control?
since high school with your CDs, so give me a break. Sorry.
I think I came in around CS2.
Yeah.
That was,
Okay. Wow, man, this is a throwback.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm like in that suite and I'm learning Adobe character, rigging characters, doing the facial animations, whatever, like animation with your face that all these generative platforms have now like baked in. And I'm sitting there trying to, we're working out a deal with Melanie on like how we can rig the characters, how much it costs, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, because we have to make content nonstop with these characters, not with us. And how, I'm not going to learn frame by frame animation and be doing that for every post, every live or whatever.
You've got other creating to do.
We got to figure this out. And, rumors of AI kind of going, commercialized or whatever, for becoming like a consumer product, or starting to circulate
right back when that was bubbling up.
Right when it was bubbling up. Obviously AI has been around since whatever, 60s, 70s, like the talk of it and the building around it. And so I'm thinking like, how do we automate some of this? At least I can do these character interviews or like space logs, because it's very like space themed, dystopian sci-fi, hard sci-fi kind of deal. Around Pleaser. Shout out Pleaser magazine, by the way. Need to get a chat with them. But yeah, so I'm doing all that and I'm writing these poems and I'm like, wait a second, we're going to be stuck inside. I want people to be able to like, and one of the poems is about my maternal grandmother, Helen, her journey of assimilation in America. Something not required of her, but I mean, like it was demanded for someone of color, like her and my grandpa Paul, Ashkenazi Jewish, Lebanese, by way of like Austro-Hungary, whatever it was called at the time. And the two of them having to assimilate to white American culture, right? Irony is I wound up being in the belly of the beast of Christian nationalism. We'll get, another podcast, another day. But yeah, that story of culture being muted. And I put in a poem called Desvanece de la Pared, and I don't think that's, my Spanish speaking friends were like, that doesn't even translate correctly. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of the point. I mean, whatever, I'm playing in my own favor of not speaking Spanish. But trying 4 years of high school Spanish. Oh, the confluence. Back to it. I'm sitting there doing that, thinking about it, and Spoke Tech pops into my head, and I was like, visual translation dubbing. Looked it up. There's like 3 companies working on it. They're integrating AI. I was like, AI? What even is that? Yeah. Really? And I need to patent this idea of visual translation dubbing for video conferencing. And I started racing to it. I put in like a patent pending, whatever status, learning that. And it kind of put this pressure crack in the band, because they were like, wait, we're doing a music video, man. Like, don't do a startup. You have even done a startup? And I have, Brood and Battered was a creative, collective, and marketing, app design, graphic design, branding. I've done art direction for Mundane magazine.
Mundane.
Yeah.
Luca.
Yeah.
I know Luca.
I was art director for that for about 3-4 years. Yeah.
And small world.
Yeah. And they went digital only. He went out to LA. I don't know if he's back now, but
he pops in once in a while. Yeah. Like my buddy Adam,
big in fashion here.
Yeah.
Lifestyle.
My buddy Adam from the Mad Sugars, he was his drummer for a while. And so
sick.
You like that whole crew was hanging out for a long time while everyone still lived here. Yeah.
Yes. So that was a incredible time with them. But yeah, so that was going on simultaneously, and I'm just all of it to say, I created a C Corp. I was like, I took whatever it was called at the time, pre-flight or something at Nashville Entrepreneur Center. It was remote only. I didn't have any kind of in-person benefits of it. And took their course, got deep into the weeds with how to do this thing, and wound up getting offered, didn't actually go through, as we'll come to find out, a $6 million safe note. And at Innovation Week, at Launch Tennessee's Innovation Week, I'm not going to name names, great guy, but I didn't even know how to use the app, the Brella app to connect. I just sat at somebody's table, and they didn't show up to their table. This guy had an appointment there on the app, and I pitched him the idea on my laptop, and he was like, let's do a $6 million safe note if you can get me the prototype working in like a month or 3 weeks. I hit the ground running, trying to find the right people, trying to raise some more family friend round. And, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, this is way more than just ideas, right? Like we've been saying. And talked to a few folks that wanted to be co-founders throughout the journey after that. Didn't deliver, wound up talking to the guy again, the prospective investor, and he was like, you need a co-founder. You need a technical co-founder. Yeah. In that time, deepfakes came out, and this whole journey around finding a co-founder wound up with me finding my co-founders of First Rule. So we're still Spoke Tech doing business as First Rule, right? And I was like, this is so much more important. Why? I had done Spoke Tech as like a specific niche of doing visual translation dubbing, having the mouth visemes or whatever sync up with the audible translation, real time, or slight delay. And it was for telemedicine. I was like, there's money in medicine, digital healthcare, whatever. Yes, there is, but you need your feet wet in the industry. You need some pedigree. You need some actual connection, or a founder that can deliver on these technical concepts. Right. So I met my CTO through a friend whose father ran Creative Workshop. I didn't even know him. This guy I worked with, we did catering on the weekends. And I was like, wait, your dad is Buzz? Like, he was like, yeah, man. I was like, why didn't you mention it? We've been working together 2.5 years. And like, I've been trying to do this, I've been pivoting into First Rule and you've heard about it. And he was like, I don't know. I don't do music. I sing a little, but
yeah.
I was like, oh my God. Okay. So he introduced me to Dave. Yeah. He's like, yeah, Buzz is like a second dad to me. Buzz passed, I believe last year, the year before. But yeah, I had recorded at Creative Workshop 2020, my own music, not Pleaser. Trying to revive, build on this EP I put out in 2017 at the festival. I helped build and launch, and that was between here in Lynchburg, here in Nashville and Lynchburg, Virginia. And like I said, the confluence of all these things just made me realize what's possible. And then First Rule started as just voice print protection. Yeah. And as you keep hearing in the news right now, AI song detection is so important, right?
Yes.
But we've been seeing it from a very different perspective of IP ownership. Yeah. And being proactive rather than just being like, what do I do? Or coming to the deal table if you've grown your brand as an artist and having a label be like, oh yeah, no, the majors have decided, how to structure digital NIL or whatever, name, image, likeness. Yeah. This is what we're doing with First Rule and our musical essence models is essential to being proactive in owning your digital likeness and having leverage there. Yeah. Should you want to go to the deal table? I think a lot of the narrative is moving towards, Sony is, doing all this acquisition and like stuff to be more independent minded. Yeah. They're one of the three majors and, they're not in the mix with Warner or UMG around working with Suno and Udio and whatever Udio. But true independence, like Pine had proposed, it may actually come down to utilizing AI as a tool instead of replacing yourself. Right. Utilizing it. And so our musical essence models, I know we haven't gotten your question.
That's my next question. Yeah. Is how do the musical essence models work? Yes. And how do they help the artist protect and preserve their intellectual property versus, a world where the artists are being replaced?
Right. And they are. And the majors, maybe I'm wrong for saying this, maybe I'm way off, but the majors, I think, are in actively doing a hostile takeover of the 48% independent. We see it with the majors buying out Capitol, buying out Atlantic.
I don't think you're way off at all. I think the majors are grasping at whatever straws they can because they know that artists have woken up. Yeah. And that artists want to own their intellectual property, their music, their likeness, and they want to run their own careers. And so, desperate times call for desperate measures if you're the majors. And although they have all the resources in the world, they realize that they're losing power, they're losing stroke in the ecosystem.
They don't want another Napster LimeWire situations. And they weren't able to build their own Spotify's. So they are like, now we have to take over this paradigm shift.
And the best thing we can do, not to interrupt, but the best thing I think we can do to counteract that is not to try to fight City Hall and fight fire with fire. If there's no room at that table, build your own table.
You got to build your own table. And the onus shouldn't be on the artist. The artist is already asked to be this influencer now and content creator and work out these deals with so-and-so and build these teams. Where's the art? Like, no wonder art's flatlined and turned into just like super compressed auto-tune pop, like,
because you have to get it out as quickly as possible so you can get back to making TikToks.
Yes. And that's and ironically, we'll get to Make-a-Thon in a second, but back to the majors doing this hostile takeover and Capitol and Atlantic are not good examples of taking over the independent side, but who's remaining? Rough Trade, Sub Pop,
Proc's still out there.
Yeah, and there's a bunch. There's a lot of independents that are super successful with fantastic artist rosters. Like, so the argument now comes down to, in terms of digital fingerprint, digital talent twins, is it a walled garden like UMG is demanding, and that's why they didn't work with Suno, who's giving end users basically full rights of output. I think the catch is that they can train on everything, just like Spotify can train on your songs, just like DistroKid can train on your songs. That's their new terms and conditions. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but UMG wants walled garden, wants the artists that opt in, who make their voice prints and their digital talent, musician, like generative models, much like IODE, AIODE. They want it walled garden so that artists can just use these tools in-house and within their ecosystem to do generative output at scale.
Because it gives them all the control.
All the power, and it gives the labels say in how the artist uses it or not. And these artists signed on 360 deals years ago, and that were just basically adaptive, saying like, we have control of your voice.
Yeah.
Your eyes are gonna get wide at the advance. They're gonna get wider still at what you can't do with your own voice and artistic talents. Shout out anyone who signed and loves it and doesn't really care that they're limited to that ecosystem. That's awesome. That's great. If you're content, you're content. There is a right and wrong way of doing generative AI, but that's a totally different topic, right? We've touched on it, but for us, musical essence models, it's the proactive way to create your digital talent twin, as I've been saying. But as a multimodal model, what does that mean? It's not just limited to the voice print, swapping, or generative output with your voice, like 11 Labs. It's not just your musical talent. IODE, shout out, pending technical partner, tech partners of ours, sponsors of the event, of the City Make-a-Thon. What is it? It's all those things. I, as a songwriter, I wouldn't even call myself a musician per se, because there are real musicians here in Nashville. But I do play drums. I play guitar, mostly rhythm, on acoustic and electric. I do some keys, top lining, and I'm a lyricist. A storyteller.
Yeah.
And so those are all components that have to be orchestrated as it pertains to generative output.
Yeah.
So when an artist opts in to take control over consent, compensation, in generative output, we take their stems, voice prints, instrumentals, and train on those to create their musical essence. Especially artists who are multifaceted, working towards, hopefully through just partnerships, as with IODE, as with Voice Swap. They topped up our account to test out. Hopefully get down to like mastering, mixing, engineer, producer models as well. We see it with Master Channel, and I'm forgetting his name. They just put out like a mixing, mastering agent based on a real. Yeah. Oh man, that's bad that I can't remember his name. But yeah, that's the ecosystem we're building. The suite we're building is for, Artist Vault, where you verify your identity.
Yeah.
And then you upload whatever you want. It can be limited to an era, maybe one album, maybe, a couple songs. It can be just limited to a certain scope. Or the real problem here is all these different offerings are limited, and they don't want the artist in control. We're saying be proactive. And whether you are multifaceted or just have one of these talents, let them be interactive with the end user with multiple me models, like a super group, like a real co-write. Our co-writer VST plugin, web-based, and diagnostic. It's smart, and it's a smart VST on whichever side you decide to, whichever route you choose to use it. I know I'm talking a lot of like nerd talk, but this tool allows the end user to ask a general prompt and then get suggested a meme model that might fit that role. You check out the profile. Maybe you don't want to use their generative output. Maybe you want to book them through Musiversal or Lander
to work with them directly.
Via Zoom, real studio session.
So it kind of, in a way, like helps you demo, the artists that you might want to work with through their models.
Yeah. And you might want a walled garden method. Shout out Job Stanley, one of my favorite producers and artists, super independent, out in Lynchburg, Virginia. Part of that whole music festival and art scene between 2013 and 2018. And dear friend of mine, brother, really. When I talked to him about this, he's like, I really do my own thing. I don't really want people messing around. I said, walled garden. Keep it in-house.
Yeah.
Try a couple versions. Like it's, output AI has, you ask something to match what you have, and they give you loops, and you can test them all out. This is generative output based on a digital fingerprint of an artist. In whatever capacity they create art.
But it all funnels back to that artist.
Right.
And so that artist ultimately has, some kind of say in the collaboration.
Yes. And we could get into session chain and all that, how it's like the meme models always have to respect the end user's veto of ideas or something.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that. It's very technical and geeky, but the exciting part is that at this Make-a-Thon, if you opt in, either humans only or hybrid, we can start ingesting that information with the opt-in, obviously, of the artist, of the music maker, and start training these meme models. This is really, we're at a deeper level than just these fun technologies. This is an outpouring of our AI and music meetup with Helping Our Music Evolve. Logan, right at the corner here, Logan Crowell, and our recent paid presenting partners, Stream Music, STRM Music, which is like a AI independent label, but also offers AI integrations to other independent labels as a service. And our inaugural event in August, that was super exciting event, 100 plus at home in person, and had everyone from UMPG to Solid to Sony members and everyone in between, pro songwriters, indie musicians, everyone in between, tech heads, music tech startup founders, accomplished, scrappy, everybody in between. And we did it as a forum, not a panel, not a fireside chat, a couple of demos of, what's in the works. And like homie members, like Ultraviolet, she's done a presentation every time on how she incorporates AI into her workflow. And a lot of recorders were up in the air. A lot of signal was being set because we said the community needs to form the narrative. I can't go to Music Biz again and have one more executive tell me how this stuff will be used or how UGC is going to play out. How do we want it?
Right.
We're the people in Music City. We're the artists and the music makers that are needing to necessarily form this narrative around these tools. And really they need to be tools, not replacements.
Yes. And I think it's important too, keeping in mind how little regulation there is is right now.
Yes,
Pure intellectual property is going to be used no matter what to train these models that the majors are using, that Spotify is using, like you said, right?
Yep.
It's going to be used no matter what. And there's really no control you have right now over that because there's no legal regulation, right? Yeah. So what this does is it brings artists, it brings the creators to the table, which is where we should be. Yeah. Creators need to take their seats at the table.
Right.
And I think so much of that too comes down to the artist, comes down to the creative, realizing that that is their responsibility. Yeah. Go advocate for yourself. Yes. Because like you can have folks like us advocating for you, but if you don't show up to the environment and advocate for yourself, you're going to be left out of the conversation. And that's what's happened for as long as there's been a music industry.
Right.
For as long as there's been a music
Since
industry.
Day one.
That's how it's been set up,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
And so what this does in this AI sense is it gives you that seat at the table to determine how your name, image, and likeness is going to be used. Because let's be real, it's going to be used anyway right now, whether you like it or not.
Because you're trying to get on the DSPs to get exposure.
Yeah.
And that's all those things are for early stage artists.
Yeah.
What is it? 80% of Spotify is like less than 1,000 listens on tracks.
Which means now you don't get paid.
Yeah. You're getting beans anyways.
Not that you were making a killing before. But now, like can't even monetize most of the music on Spotify because of their terms.
Yeah.
So, it's a tool to funnel people in to your experience and for you to directly market to them, which is a whole other topic in itself, right? Like using these things as the marketing tools they are rather than your income source. But this gives creators a seat at the table that frankly, the other folks using AI in the space aren't giving to creators.
You don't want creators to have. It's a very much a limiting factor outside of what we're doing, what IoT's doing, Lander's taking a stand. Shout out those folks, Musiversal as well. They're all sponsors of the Make-a-Thon, partners.
Yeah.
And I think at just a little offshoot here, I know I'm going down some rabbit holes, but like the onus isn't on creators it's what I said before, give creators a safe space, give them ownership and empower them. And the music's good. The music's there. There's so much. There's Nashville in particular, obviously, is a hotbed for creative output and genuine artistry.
Yeah.
But the onus. What I'm trying to say is the onus isn't on artists to figure this all out. It's not on artists, especially at that first event, at the first AI and music meetup we had at home. I had this existential crisis presenting first role on stage. And I'm standing there talking about humans first as our slogan and harmonizing AI with the music industry. And I was like, there won't be a music industry if it's just virtual only AI bots topping the charts. I was like, and then if those scale, more AI data centers. And I'm thinking this as I'm going off script, whatever I'm, presenting this
mid-existential crisis.
Yeah.
Impressive.
And I'm just like, wait, we have to be geared towards industry-wide collective agreement and movement to migrate. I know this is getting nerdy, but like migrate AI energy infrastructure dependencies towards regenerative resources as they come online. And ding in my head, I remember 2024 meeting Keith Luceau, sorry, I'm butchering your last name, regenerative architect, adjunct professor at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Tree hugging at Earth Day, Centennial Park. I run into him at a tent, running around trying to do like some fleet communities, FLEAT, side concept, side quest, trying to recover prepared foods from catering groups in Nashville. Shout out Dan and Autumn and Luke and the team. Actual food catering, Nashville catering, and just 20 pounds food dumped every Friday through Sunday. That's one group, 60 pounds a weekend. And I'm thinking, I tell him, we're trying to build, my co-founder and I are trying to do this little side quest and build some kind of like API for Too Good To Go and their nonprofits department to just streamline this recovery of prepared foods. So many like soup kitchens and stuff and women's shelters and stuff, they don't take prepared foods. A lot do though. So I'm proposing this to him and he goes, man, this would be super helpful for like recovery of building materials from construction sites. Yeah. He's doing that now as a public benefit company at Vanderbilt with his students, centralizing recovered materials for ease and streamlining of, I'm assuming, the, what is it called? eBay.
Like online marketplaces.
The marketplace, like auctioning. That's what I'm trying to say. Auctioning these recovered building materials, starting with lumber from construction sites, moving towards recovered, industrial flex materials. Keith, let's get back in touch, because I know we're both super busy. But that all started me looking at these factors on LinkedIn, which is a cesspool. Sorry. But
here's what I've learned about 7 things I've learned about LinkedIn by being on LinkedIn. Number one, it's a cesspool.
Yeah. Number one, it's a cesspool. Number two, it is a good resource. But I somehow connected with Matt. Matt, I'm forgetting your last name, but he's from Leverage Point IO up in Manitoba, Canada. And the local governments there are demanding better builds on AI data centers. America, we're privatizing grids for this stuff because rural communities are tired of their groundwater getting messed up. Their farmland's getting messed up.
It's going on out in Memphis right now.
It's going on out in Memphis with, Musk and his
henchmen.
Yeah, it's goonery at a lot of levels. We just got to tell it like it is.
Well, I think that's the way you fight City Hall, right? Is by coming up with better solutions.
Uniting as a culturally impactful industry. The entertainment and music industry impact culture. And especially in America, it affects it globally. So we, with our partners at this Make-a-Thon, Matt at Leverage Point has put together this white paper on regenerative AI data centers and working towards that for the music and entertainment community. Shout out entertainment community. I've been focused on music, but like we can do this together.
Music, film, visual art, all of it.
Yes, there's a lot of I'm forgetting all the different groups that are focused on this right now, but a lot of it's ethicality and generative model training, right? But what's deeper than that? Systems that are powering those things. AI data centers, privatization of grids, when rural communities actually stand up for themselves and say no to $80 million buyouts from Google and stuff. They just privatize it. They just go private equity and say, we'll just, make our own grid.
Right.
And then the local taxpayer is left with higher electricity bills anyways. It just, it's not, it's the bad version of trickle down economics.
Right.
And, we can take a stand by committing collectively as an entertainment and music industry to migrating our AI energy infrastructure dependencies incrementally even over to fully regenerative resources as they come online.
So question for you.
Yes.
Because obviously the artists are an important part of this equation, but I'm sure you've seen some artists out there being completely anti-AI everything. Right?
Yes.
And, as we talked about in our initial call, like I have my reservations about AI too, because just every time I see somebody generate a cartoon of themselves, I cringe, it's just like, create that, make that yourself, it's just,
Pick up your phone at least for now.
And I do personally have concerns about the replacement of artists, the replacement of creativities. I mean, I'm a writer by trade,
Yes.
right? And like, it just, you know, it's a gut punch every time somebody tells me somebody wrote a paper or something using ChatGPT instead of doing it themselves, because that's been my trade forever. Yeah. Right. But you know, AI's here no matter what. Right. And so how do you get artists on board, you know, to the mission of First Rule, to things like the Music City Make-a-Thon, and how do you get them participating in a way that's actually helping reshape how we use AI? Because that, I think, is going to be the most important thing to your mission, is getting the artists to actually buy in. Right. And a lot of them, and I was just at Folk Alliance a couple of weeks ago, a lot of them are not on board.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Like you say the phrase, the term AI to them, and they're like, you know?
Yeah. I mean, AI in itself, the deeper I go into it, the term is colonizing, colonial mindset term. Like, it's not what it could be. It's a limiting factor. It is about just capital gains. It's about control. Man, we could get into Molt Book and agents talking to each other and hiring humans to do their bidding right now. Marketplaces springing up agentically. It's a mess.
Did you hear about the social media network that's all AI?
That's Molt Book.
Oh, that's what that is? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That's whoever these developers are just trying to see what happens. And it's agents chatting with each other, forming their own religions, talking about forming a political party.
FAFO.
Yeah. And then humans are the employee. Humans are not the creator. They are to be managed.
See, that's how we get 1984.
We're here. We're here, man. I mean, XAI.
Fine, that's how we get Skynet then. That's next, I guess. That's how we get Terminator.
Skynet is Starlink, is Terminator R, Optimus.
Yeah.
Macro, whatever he calls it, the opposite of Microsoft is whatever, the runway at the at the Giga AI data center. Whatever's going on is it's we could talk about dark enlightenment theories and stuff, but to keep it artist forward, the fact of the matter is, back to what you were saying about like, what are the advantages of AI and adopting it in the hybrid track of our event and the humans only. That's the point. Yeah. That is what we're trying to see with this event, is people polarize it because that's what the algorithm's like online. Like it's the hybrid android human artist and hybrid artist and humans only. Yeah. Does that mean humans only is limited to folk? No. I mean, if you come in at it that way, great. Bring in your ecosystem of artists, of studios. I think about like Earth Tones. Yeah. Earth Tone Studio is very organic. You know, they had Jesse Wells there. I think about the adoption of AI being rejected wholly. Shout out Axel Coe. I mean, he loves mics. He loves analog. That's my old neighbor. He's drummed for Jesse Wells. He drummed for Sasha Sloan and like, am I saying her name right? And a bunch of other artists. He just did drums for one of my favorite producers and co-writers and artists, Joe Zempel. When I came to him with First Rule, probably 8-9 months ago, maybe a year, I gave the breakdown. It's, giving artists proactive control over consent, credit, and compensation as it pertains to generative AI output. He said, say less, but not in a good way. AI is off the table. Don't train on anything I've ever done. Because I was shouting him out for his Splice Pack. And I was like, man, Splice Pack, so cool. I said, hey, your call. That's what this is all about. Right. Never heard back. Next day, Splice acquires Spitfire. What's next? Splice acquires Gets AI. voice print swapping.
Which means it's being used anyway.
It's being used anyway.
Whether you like it or not, it's going to be used.
Someone's argument to me was, Spitfire's more about smart search and through like output and AI and finding the right BPM responsive stem for your song to drag in. Now they've acquired Kit's AI. Yeah. So do your research. Know that this is getting integrated, even if you stand against it. At the time, it was literally 24 hours before they acquired Spitfire that he was saying this. So at the time, he was right. Splice was, in a way, AI free, but like Auto-Tune isn't AI free.
Right.
That's my question to the Humanables, Tim Whippermans, and the groups that have presented at our AI and music meetup is how are you supposed to stop AI across the board? We're going to see it play out in the Humans Only track. And because Humanables, a partner powering that attestation. So many nerdy terms right now, but like it's just a way to say, hey, this artist really did go AI free, organic, whatever you want to call it, USDA of artists, of real human artists. And do I think there are advantages? I'm building a startup around, artistic intelligence, replace the whole artificial. Like this is an approximation of your talents that considers your rights ownership before scale. But scale's in mind. You could be in 2,000 studios, studio sessions, recording sessions a month,
right?
Rather than 5 or 6, 7 or 8. Maybe you're on Musiversal, maybe you're on Lander, the real human.
But it all boils back to you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're the artist. So if you're in 2,000 studios and something hits, guess what?
Yeah,
you're the artist. You get the royalties from that. You own the intellectual property. You can ride that wave.
End user agreed to your terms to use your meme model because you set the terms. So there's a lot of education. There's a learning curve here for sure to even understand that you're a rights holder as an artist. The whole industry is built around you. Don't let them tell you otherwise. The whole industry is built around the song, around the storytelling, around the essence of the artist. Do we owe it to all the business-minded folks who scaled this industry? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not trying to hate on publishers or labels completely, but it's all based on a singer singing out loud.
There's no music without musicians.
Right. Yep. The singer singing out loud, the musician playing the instrument, the producer on an analog board, switching wires. Shout out Andrew, my bandmate. He's all analog except for a digital links converter, so he can work in Ableton Live, FL Studio. I think it's a little bit of both. This Music City Make-a-Thon is about getting that clash to happen in a really positive way. Of seeing, one of the exceptions to make the 6-day sprint happen, song seed to studio to streaming to stage for artists. The only way we can make that happen in 6 days is our presenting partner once, Chris McMurtry, CMAC, shout out. I know I'm doing a lot, but he's building the future of distribution and rights ownership. His agent,
it's a fascinating platform.
Fascinating platform. And it's all building real time in public. Him and Reed are rock stars in music tech. He's also part of OpenPlay, industry standard for musical catalog, metadata management. And that's probably where his mind got wrapped around building an agentic platform for artists who may not even have any idea that they're supposed to be rights holders.
Because artists don't become artists. Like, people don't pick up a guitar and be like, what is the legality of this?
Which pro should I be?
Literally, we start because we need an outlet or have a dream or whatever, right? And then we just kind of follow the trail on that. But there's so much you don't know when you start out, or wouldn't even think you would need to know, or even know that you don't even know would exist. Because you're just a kid with a guitar.
Right. And ultimately, these things shouldn't be a huge stressor to the artist. I've, been part of Lynch Stock Music an arts festival, 2013 to 2018, building that community, building stages. Literally, the first year, Johnny Gregoire, our founder, I had just done branding for him for like a missions, called Mustache for Missions, November, but for supporting missionaries. And he was like, we need to promote it. And I want to do it more than posters. Let's do a festival. Your band Glass Oaks is big right now. Let's get the other artists that are, popping off right now and do a show. 200 people throughout the day, backyard show, pallets, generator. Shout out Taylor for setting up the generator. It blew, but we kept on and we figured out a way. And then it grew to by 2018. 2018 saw 6,000 ticket sales plus, and Dr. Dog, Coin, Dawes, John Small, who drums for Devin Gaffilian. He was my old drummer in Glass Oaks. Taylor was our bassist, Taylor Thompson. Ben Onspach was our guitarist. I got a vocal polyp. Sorry, I'm going down memory lane again. No. But we built this with friends, with community. To shine a light on folks that were doing loft shows at the Jefferson Lofts in Lynchburg, Virginia, down by the river. Like, I mean, basement shows at our place, 114 Ashley Drive, my only tattoo. Like, it was, we're at a point where, I mean, people are at these forums at the AI and music meetup, fast forward, and they're like, what about shows? What? Wait, there's still live shows, like, and that's a whole problem in itself. Ticketing, right?
Yeah. Between the scalpers and between the Ticketmaster,
right? And there's
strong arming,
and so I mean, that's what this is this place to navigate. Ask the question: what are my advantages, human only? What are my advantages adopting ethical AI? We're part of the judge. The workflow is throughout the week, learning how to use a lot of tools. Audio Tools, shout out, is another partner, in-kind partner.
Yeah,
they are. They have Nexus, which is a SDK, open to developers to just put in other open source technologies and build DAW integrations, their own version of DAWs. Exactly what we're talking about. The hackathon, music tech stack hackathon side of the Music City Make-a-Thon is about superpowering artists and artists recognizing smart developers, technologists, tinkerers, actually supporting their career. And some of that doesn't even involve AI. So they can use those things in AI-free ways still. Because you're using Logic, you're using Pro Tools, you're using these things with baked in AI. You don't have to opt into using any of those tools, those portions of the AI portions of those.
But they have them available.
So I wanted to navigate the space with the community, and but it's imperative that we, in the creative community, uplift each other. Something about Nashville that turned me off big time in a lot of ways. Visiting early days, 2012, crossed arms, unengaged, speculation more than engagement. Get off your high horse. We all know you're a better guitarist than the next guy. And then there's going to be a child that replaces you in 3 years. Like, just get used to it and let's uplift each other,
and focus on how you can serve the ecosystem right now.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Instead of this like competing and this like undercutting and trying to be like, well, I'm above you and you need to stay here. Find ways to elevate each other, work together as communities, right? And find ways forward together, because that's what it's going to take. You want to beat the robots, quote unquote. It takes us getting together and figuring out how to make the robots work for us.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
As opposed to us working for the robots, which is already happening in some sectors, on some platforms. So. And like, this is the way, is to band together, use our humanness to integrate the technology, just like we've integrated Auto-Tune, just like we've integrated like Photoshop and all the things that like once upon a time were the devil, right? Like Photoshop was the devil at one point.
Oh yeah. Like, and it still is in a lot of ways with the generative output.
Right.
Like, no, don't replace what I've done or use what I've done to train.
Yeah. But now, like, you use it to edit photos, you know, and it's the standard
content and all this stuff that's necessary to marketing yourself. Like, you got to realize, you know, these labels and stuff are built on accumulating, building networks and healthy partnerships with tastemakers, art directors, brand developers, brand identity, create, you know, this whole ecosystem is, all these tools are out there that platforms, labels, publishers, they aggregate, they consolidate.
Yeah.
And that's what their mode is. So, you know, if you want to see the advance and you've toured and you're selling your, you know, homemade merch, you've friction maxed, as New Yorker calls it, like you've really done the tactile work of creating this brand, go to the deal table. Show them your, you know, key performance indicators around your show, you know, merch sales and the shows you've sold out, the artists you've opened for. And again, your eyes are going to get wide at the advance. Your eyes are going to get wider still at what you can't do with your artistic voice, with your brand.
But at that point, you've built something that can sustain itself.
Yes.
So you have bargaining power at that table. You're not, I'm picking on the young people, but like, you're not the 19-year-old starry-eyed, like, oh yeah, I'm just going to sign that. My parents don't know any better. Here you go. Like, you can come to that table, see the advance, see all the terms and pitfalls, right? And decide whether staying independent or signing that deal is better for you.
And it might be better for you, and there's no hate. Like, it's not a loss of soul. It's just, how do you want to approach this? This is what the event's about. It's about deciding on that forward motion and how, and what route you want to take, and how you'll build these communities around yourself and do your, you know, I don't want to say do businessy, but like, do your due diligence as you build these communities. It is very vulnerable as you do it, especially as the artist.
Well, because you have a lot of people grabbing at you.
A lot of people grabbing at you, especially when you're talented, especially when you have something to say.
People want to ride that rocket ship. They want to see, a lot of times, what they can get out of it.
Yes.
And I mean, unfortunately, we all learn that lesson the hard way once in a while, right? Where it's just like, you know, it seemed like a good intention thing, but like there was this like ulterior motive, or, you know, you get taken for a ride, right?
Yeah.
But you have to be in the mix. You know, you have to be learning, you know, from every experience you have, from the interactions you have. And again, it all helps you direct that compass in a truer direction, right? And the more you interact with the ecosystem, the more likely you are to find your place in it.
Yeah.
The more you get in touch with your own values and what sits well with you and what doesn't. So you find the right people, you find the right environments to work with. And those answers are also going to change over time. Something might seem like a good fit for you now, and a few years from now, it's not going to. Right. And at that point, you know, it depends how you evolve and what your goals, what your vision are. And does this align with the community that I'm building? Does this align with, you know, this person's approach versus my approach, right? Like, it's a fluid thing, but you have to arm yourself with the knowledge and the experience of going out there and being a part of the ecosystem, and like actively as an artist, even like finding your place within it. Right. Because whether startup, whether a platform like ours, whether you're an artist out there, you're a part of this greater ecosystem. And it's up to you to figure out exactly how to not only make that ecosystem work for you, but how to best serve it. Because if you don't serve it, it's not going to serve you.
Right.
And I don't mean that in a transactional sense, but like, show up and find ways to be a good citizen. Show up and find ways to be helpful. And you're going to find the people who appreciate that effort. You're also going to find the people who don't, and that's fine. You know, those aren't for you. Just like audiences, you know, some people are your audience, some people aren't your audience. Some people are meant to be part of your community, part of your ecosystem. They value the similar things to you. They want to see a similar world, and you're going to move forward together, adding your skills to the pot and making that happen together. Some, not so much, you know, with this like, you know, idea of like good AI versus bad AI, making AI work for us versus working for it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, there's values misalignment between those two, warring factions, quote unquote, at the macro, but find more people who are in your faction and build with them. Because if you want to combat this entity, you need to build one that's an alternative, that's viable, to get them to pay attention and change their tune. At that point, they have to adapt or perish. Beautiful. Because you've built something so powerful, right, that it can't be denied. And you don't need them. You don't need to depend on the people doing the other thing, because you've built your own thing. It's sustainable. You're living well. You're having an impact. You're creating community. You're leaving a legacy. Yes. And ultimately, like, that's what it's about, right? Yes. The impact that we have to impact the culture, to impact the direction of this whole thing, because this world's hurting in a lot of ways right now. Big time. And that's a whole other, like, that's a Joe Rogan special, 3 or 4 hours, right? But our role in this is to create those communities and create that impact and just create better ways forward. Right. For not only musicians, not only the industry, but for everybody that light touches, right? And in the face of all this stuff happening over here, we still have the ability to do that. Yep. And we need to exercise that ability and that autonomy before somebody comes in and tries to take that away. Yes. Proactive. Be proactive on all these fronts. Oh man. Always better than being reactive. Yeah. That's exactly it. Like that is what the music industry, unfortunately, is built around, as artists being reactive. Yep. Like, this is the way it is. So I'm just going to do it. I guess I got to sign here if I want some cash. Yep. Somebody said I need to make this kind of content, so I'm going to make this kind of content. Right. Even though 1,000 other people are, and it's not going to stand out. Instead of being vulnerable and doing you, finding you, and committing to the what I believe should be an unending process. It is a lifetime. No finish lines. There's no finish lines. It's not live, laugh, love, but like, it is about the journey. And people want to be a destination, so you don't continually evolve and you become calculable. You become this boxed in, fit the mold, packageable thing. Trust me, I understand it as a brand identity. Yes, same. Like, you want it, but something special lies in spreading your wings, and being committed to the evolution and being undeniable, evolutionary process, undeniable and unapologetic. Yeah, and I mean, that resonates with me, because I think for the longest time, especially upon moving to Nashville, like, I was trying to figure out what UMC needed to be for probably, honestly, like the first 4 years of being here. Right. Like, what does it need to be? Who do I need to work with? Like, whose wing do we need to be under? Baby, we don't need to be under anybody's wing. We're our own thing. We're our own movement. And I have to give a huge shout out to Brandy Sims of Brand Inc. PR, who we hired as our publicist and PR team back in 2023. And like, that was really the catalytic event that like made me realize what's possible and available and the type of movement that we're fit to build, because it got us in major media. Pretty soon after that, I start doing conferences and I start seeing like, oh wow, there are a lot of people at these events all across, North America and now Europe, like having the same conversations. Right. And like, they each have their own challenges based on the region that they're in, but we all have the same challenges at the macro. Yeah. How do we bring that together? That's what inspired the launch of our Underdogs community. And then my business partner, Joe Boz, came in. I've known Joe for years. It took us a while to figure out our creative rhythm. Like, are we clients of each other? Are we peers building a thing together? And he's now our director of operations. Love it. And he has really helped like galvanize the community. Like, he is a community organizer. That's what he does here locally. He's been doing it since college, since he came here for college. He's been galvanizing the Nashville community. Fisk, I believe, or TSU. Oh, sorry, Joe. We'll get that right on your episode in a few weeks. But yeah, I mean, Joe has just been his brand is the Career Catalyst, and he's definitely helped be a catalyst for our community and how it goes and touches other communities, right? And I realized in the process of all this, like, that's our superpower. and it doesn't necessarily need to fit under anything else because it's its own thing.
Right.
And it can work with other entities, other communities, other ecosystems as a part of this larger whole that's giving creators the power, which is what you're doing.
Yes.
Through First Roll.
Yes.
And through the Music City Make-a-Thon.
Yes. Yes.
So if people want to get involved, how can they get involved?
Firstrule.ai, which we might be changing to .me because AI has so much bad
stigma. Yeah.
Bad stigma. Great way to put it. But yes, firstrule.ai / all one word, Music City Make-a-Thon. No hyphens or anything, just Music City Make, the letter A, THON. Get on there, or just go to firstrule.ai and you'll see that it's a path you can take to the Make-a-Thon. Registration opens very soon, but you can learn all about how the live vote works, how kind of the Explore page is about to launch officially. We're about to launch it officially, but it's open to check out. Yeah, dive into that. Keep an eye on at firstrule.ai on Instagram. I mean, my personal account is Joel Robert Kaiser, just at Joel Robert Kaiser on Instagram. And I'm going to begin rolling this out a lot. I'm going to be at 615 Indie Live this weekend. Just launched last year. I actually was the ticket winner. Got the little merch. Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to everybody. M-Van, Music Venue Alliance.
I know Music Neighbors. They're a lot. They're involved in that.
Exactly.
Great folks.
Great folks.
Yeah.
Bam, Jamie Kent and them putting a lot of that on. Obviously, Nashville, Music City. Just visit Nashville in general. Incredible event. 17 venues, just like 14 last year. You can't go to everything. It's only a 6-hour window. You got to build your map.
Yeah.
Very inspirational to what we're doing here. I'll be there and just like sharing about it, just being at the shows. Set is over. I'm going to be opening up registration. That's this Saturday, and just letting people sign up, get the feel and kind of set the tone on. We are very much about Nashville thriving. And now it's time for us to take a stand, as we've been doing with the AI Music Meet up with Home and Stream, and take a stand on how we want this to play out, shape the narrative.
Yeah.
If you really just want to drop AI wholly, do it. Show how it works.
You have the opportunity here.
You have the opportunity here. And yes, it's a sprint. I'm not going to, I thought about being like, it's we're allowing friction to happen across 6 days. Yes, all that, but like, it's a sprint. Like the one tool you have to be cool with to make it all work is once, an AI agent that allows you to be distributing your song 2 hours, not 2 weeks. Their joke URL is distro adult. So, distribution the adult way, rights ownership the adult way.
Yeah.
Just makes everything very simple.
Yeah.
Very straightforward. One profile. Now it aggregates your profile across wherever you want your music, wherever you want an artist profile on, DSPs, MLC, picking your PRO, like ASCAP or BMI rights holder, representatives and all that, or rights ownership. And that's how you find what we're doing. If you want to learn more as a partner or sponsor, we have that on the Make-a-Thon web app through firstrule.ai / Music City Make-a-Thon. You can check out the tiers there. Even our in-kind tier is partnership considered. They're considered a partnership in this inaugural year, just because we want to implement. We want to be the implementation layer, right? Yeah. In all senses. First rule, the Make-a-Thon. Let's do it. Let's see what we can really make happen. And whoever comes out on top, it's polarizing if a human only track comes out.
Yeah.
By the way, it's you do an assessment. It's very much based on streams, artist assessment, and it puts you in a route that if you're a brand new artist, you're level 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
If you're established, 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going up to 5 or 6. That's like internationally toured. We don't want it to be totally unfair because it's fan voting online on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get your song distributed through once Thursday night, 10 p.m. CST. So it's streaming by midnight.
Yeah.
Which is insane in its own right, that it's that fast. Then you have most of Friday and, you know, midnight on to push the song. You can be obviously like sharing if you get it done. If you have it on a hard drive, we can't stop you.
Yeah.
But it just can't be commercially exploited yet.
Right.
Just a couple of the little details here. It's a new work. It's a song seed to studio to streaming to stage sprint for artists, supported by the Music Tech Stack Hackathon to superpower you through that process. Do it your way. Show us what works. Humans only or hybrid, like with AI integrations, ethical, hopefully. The rubric, the judging rubric for music industry pros that are on our judging panel, from Vinyl, VINIL, Chris, who's with Open Play and Once, he's on the judging panel. Rick at Santa Cruz Guitar Company, they're throwing up a guitar in the grand prize package, by the way. And a bunch of others are on the panel. That the rubric does state that some of the non-fairly trained, not quote unquote, non-fairly trained models, if they're not certified fairly trained, that's a deduction, even on the hybrid track.
Yeah.
So do as you will, and let's see how the cards may fall. We're definitely pushing an ethical narrative, pro artist narrative, in adopting these technologies right down to infrastructure. Get in on it. Would love to reconnect with Keith and Mark M, CEO of Whisper Aero.
Yeah.
Because they're looking to start doing GPU cooling fans that are sustainably built. Their Whisper Aero is incredible. I mean, their tone products, like basically silent leaf blowers, just incredible what they're doing. Ian and Mark and them, the whole team over there. Get in the mix. And if you are, you know, a founder, an executive in the music industry, entertainment industry, take a stand. We have to demand from the people powering these critical energy dependencies on what we're building.
Yes.
And integrating into our labels and publish whatever. We have to take a stand collectively to again shape it towards humans first.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't be doing any of these, you know, year over year growths if we don't have Earth to live on.
Yeah.
Bezos out here saying we're going to be living in space. I don't want to be living in space.
Yeah.
I also don't want to be living in idiocracy. I don't want to be, you know, living in that world. Like
a perfectly good planet that we can still fix.
Yes. And there is time, and you can't be listening to people that are like, it's all over. It's ends justify the means. Like, we can come together. Culture impacts everything.
Yes.
And the weird people trying to say that tech is the only thing that matters and it's what runs everything are wrong. Culture is human, and humans are what make this all turn. Like, it's a weird world. It's a dark world, but it's beautiful. And people are incredible.
And there's still light to be found.
Yes. I love that. I'm getting a little choked up, but I'm also mostly just choking on spit.
No, that's fine. all the feelings are welcome here. So one more question I have for you.
Yes.
Before we wrap up, this is the question I like to ask everybody toward the end of the show. If there's one lesson that you've learned throughout your creative journey that you would say is the most important lesson that you would go back and teach your younger self, what would it be? It's a big question to be put on the spot.
Collaboration over competition. Because a lot of who I thought was our competitors have now become our like music tech partners, collaborators in general with the Make-a-Thon. Humility. take some humility and take the risk of being vulnerable as you move forward in anything you do. You know, kindness is not weakness. And people who prey on that are not who you want in your circles anyways.
Agreed.
On that people who prey on that vulnerability, you don't want them in your circles anyways. So don't spend the energy on wasting on like hate and resentment. It's easy, and sometimes you're justified. Right?
Yeah. But when they show themselves to you, that's important information to then go again, that compass pointing in a truer direction every time.
Channel the rage, man. Especially if you're an artist. Channel it elsewhere other than back at the source, like, because that's just gonna get you in a loop. It's negative.
Put it into something productive.
Put it into something. Put it on wax. Like, get it on wax, man. Like, let it out.
Anytime, like, redirect it into creating new experiences and focusing on the road ahead. That has saved me, multiple times at this point. The reason we had the 2025 we had was because of that, because things had happened personally. And I could have chosen to continue entertaining it, or I could have chosen on finishing my book and going and speaking at South by Southwest.
Boom.
Much more productive. It was hard. I'm not going to sit here and tell you like last winter was easy, but I did it. And, sometimes you got to fight through it. You got to fight through the impulse to kind of come back at somebody.
This is the war of art that you're talking about. Read that book, people. It's the war of art. Like, it does take everything.
And it takes you filtering the information that you're receiving from all areas of your life into something productive. Instead of letting it drive the bus, you have to drive it.
Right. Last shout out, because this is very special to the Make-a-Thon. Christopher Videwelt, sorry if I'm butchering your last name. The AI musicpreneur himself. He covered early on, before he was blowing up even, our through Rock, Paper, Scissors. Shout out that crew, music tech partner, marketers. Sorry. He pushed our music tech partnership with Musical AI. Musical AI did a huge raise recently. They're heads down. They support what we're doing as music tech partners. They're not part of the Make-a-Thon this time around. Look into them. Very cool what they're doing with attribution of artists in model training, ethical model training. But anyways, Christopher is flying in from Germany for this event.
Oh, wow.
And he's our official press partner. I just want to thank everybody, including you, that have seen the vision, are believing, lander hopping in recently as a partner, Audio Tool, IoT, Musiversal, Nashville Software School, Mandy with trying to allocate graduates who might not have even dipped their feet into music tech, but have an understanding of development, see Audio Tools Nexus SDK and are like, wait, I can use my skills to get into music tech or touch on music tech. Sam with the NEC he was one of the first conversations Logan and I had about launching the AI and music meetup. Got us on there, just like the calendar announcements or event announcements. Big shout out there. Hope to influence the relaunch of the music and entertainment program that used to run out of the NEC, Nashville Entrepreneur Center. And so many others. Rick with Santa Cruz Guitar, has been really supportive of this. And sorry if I'm forgetting names, but everyone involved so far. This is really big for the city, for the artists. And Lightning 100, let's work together so that our grand prize winner has an automatic entry into
Music City Mayhem.
Music City Mayhem.
Look at that.
Is the real mayhem. I don't know about these workout things. He's like, some fitness studio or like gym is saying that they're Music City Mayhem, but it's music.
We all know.
We all know it's the music. It's the battle of the bands. And anyways, all that and more coming up. I'm really excited to be partnered up with you on this.
Yeah, likewise.
Very cool.
Joel Kaiser. Always a pleasure.
Gerard
This
Longo?
again. Yeah.
Very cool.
That's me. This has been the Quinn Spin, 2 N's and Quinn, 2 N's and Spin. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and more. Also on Instagram at Quinn Spin Official, or you could visit our Facebook page, the first ever social media handle in the UMC universe, now almost 13 years old. And, sometimes I forget to post there, but it's still there. UMCworldwide.com is our central hub for all things independent music, creativity, community, and more. Also at UMC Worldwide on most of the socials. I think it might still be UMC Nashville on TikTok. I don't really use TikTok that much, though. I mean, I should, but I don't.
Yeah, I need to as well.
Yeah, I like...
My wife had a big hit.
Yeah?
3 million views, something over 500,000 comments. We made what was it? Nosferatu. It was a Nosferatu snowman.
Oh, wow. There you go. I mean, yeah, I could see that getting through you. Yeah. See, when I open TikTok, I just find it to be so assaulting.
It's very assaulting.
Like for years, I haven't been able to get past that. But anyway, find us there and everywhere else. And make sure you become an underdog, community.umcworldwide.com or umcworldwide.com/join. Also, UMC Academy, we have our faculty of consultants and music industry experts ready to serve you. And check out what we have coming up. We're going to Austin for South by Southwest in a few weeks. Details on the blog and our calendar by the time this airs. Revel 9's All I've Become. Going to take us out like it brought us in. Grab some muffins on the way out.